Welcome back to Days of Ruin, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to begin the second half of the campaign. Finally, after 14 missions, we are finally going to see how CO powers work in Days of Ruin. Isn't that amazing? Of course, it's possible that there was a trial map somewhere that does let you use CO powers, but I don't really know. I would have to check the mission unlock order, and I don't really feel like doing that. But the reason I feel that it's such a shame that they don't let you use CO powers up to this point is because Forsyth is now dead, so we have no way of knowing what his CO powers were like in the confines of the campaign at any rate. Like, it would have been nice to actually face him and his CO abilities, because Forsyth is actually unique among the COs. He has no CO power, just a really wide CO zone, and I'll have to explain what that is later. But anyways, Greyfield has had Forsyth executed, and Gage and Tasha are most definitely not happy about it. And Will tries to convince them that it was just Greyfield doing that, it wasn't Brenner who did it. Of course, they're not exactly going to, like, accept that explanation straight away. And yeah, Will is definitely being a little bit naive. Like, working under a guy like Greyfield, he should have seen this coming a long time ago. But we've been with Brenner long enough. We know he's a good guy. Yeah, Tasha gets a lot more mad than Zadia over in Dark Conflict. Don't take the blame for this, Brenner. What could you have done, honestly? And honestly, everyone underestimates Greyfield. Like, just one look at the guy should tell you that he's not going to have any restraint whatsoever. Like, every villain in media seems to get away with stuff even though they look evil. Or at least the hidden villains. Oh, now this is a twist. So yes, Brenner has had enough of Greyfield's stuff. So now we're going to take the Lazurians and run. Well, we're going to run. Also of note, in Dark Conflict, the location we're at has been given an actual name again. Like, they don't really give actual location names in Days of Ruin, I've noticed. A shocking turn of events to Tasha, for sure. Like, it really goes to show that Brenner has had enough if he's willing to rebel against his superiors at this point, because, like, I know it's very difficult to raise a rebellion because you'll get in trouble too, but, Brenner has certainly had enough at this point. You're a bottom tier CO, Greyfield. So yes, we have an actual escape mission, which is something that comes up on occasion in the Fire Emblem games. We need to make it to that blue city. I think if one of the blue units reaches that city, then you're good to go. And there are a couple of blue units, so you have to escort them there. So it doesn't look like it's too difficult. But we do have a bit of an edge this time around, because finally I get to explain CO zones. So you can see the unit with the little metal icon. That means Brenner is inside that tank, Brenner himself. The way CO units work is that you attach the CO to any unit you please, and this will cost a little bit of money, but sometimes the CO is pre-attached like this one is. So, anything within a certain range around the CO unit will get the traditional boost that you're familiar with. In fact, now we can look at the CO dossiers. So let's look at Brenner. You can see that his CO zone is 3. That means he will affect all units within a 3-space radius. He boosts any kind of unit. There are COs that will only boost certain kinds of units. And the effect is that defense will go up for those units. He gives a defense boost. And as you can see, there is a CO power as well. He won't get to use it in this map, so I'll have to explain that later. Let's look at the other COs. Oh, you can also see a chart, which is nice. So, Gage is commanding the Lazurians. He's not really going to be able to use any of his CO powers quite yet. He's got a CO zone of 2. He boosts naval and indirect attack units, so he's the indirect specialist, and he will give them an attack boost and a defense boost. I think that you get a general attack and defense boost, like a really small boost, no matter what unit you are, so that, like, even in a map where you've got nothing but air units, it wouldn't be a waste to deploy a CO unit with Gage in it. So, like, I'll verify that and talk about it later. And Wayland's commanding the yellow units. He gets an attack and a significantly high defense boost for air units only. And I want to point something out about defense in this game, because defense was actually changed. In previous Advance Wars games, defense was basically a fraction of reduced damage. Like, if you have 50% defense, that means you only take half the incoming damage. But in this game, they changed the formula so that defense actually gives diminishing returns. So 50% defense isn't going to reduce the damage by half, it's going to be less than that. Oh, and it's snowing. I guess I have to explain weather too. The snow is going to reduce the movement of all units. So this anti-air, it normally can move 6 spaces, but look at this, 5 spaces. So we have to escape from Wayland's units in the snow, which is reducing our movement. And it's a flat -1 movement to all units as well. Like, here comes the snow tutorial. Yes, and as you can see, we destroyed a unit. Take a look at the power meter, by the way. The power meter works completely different too, so I have to explain that also. I'll just do it while I'm moving around units. Like, the Wayland only has war tanks to start out with, so I could, like, blow up a couple units. But I really have to work and get away from him because he's going to have a lot more. He's got so much money right now. Anyways, I'll just keep pushing on while explaining. So, the power meter, right. The power meter does not work based on money damage anymore. Like, it doesn't work based on money damage, and it doesn't work based on an arbitrary number depending on the unit that you have done the damage with. Instead, it's entirely dependent on damage inflicted, but... Oh, I shouldn't have moved that APC. It's entirely dependent on damage inflicted, but only damage done within the CO zone. So you have to do damage from within the zone in order to charge the power meter, and it only... like, the amount of meter that you get is, let's see, one of those little bars for every 5 HP of damage that you do. And of course, a special condition for this map is Brenner is just going to sit there and distract the enemy units. So, don't worry about him. So, getting away, I have to do something about that copter really fast. And we do have to break through the... Uh-oh. Well, if I move here, then it should be alright. The artillery took damage in the Dark Conflict version, but that'll fix itself. So, where was I? Yes. The power meter. One of those little bars gets filled for every 5 HP of damage that you inflict. When you reach half charge, then... Oh, that was dumb, Gage. You're in range of the artillery. Anyways, when you reach half charge, like when your meter is half full, you actually get +1 to your CO zone. And when you're fully charged, you also get +1 to your ZO zone on top of that. And of course, when the CO meter is completely full, you can use your CO power, but that's not going to be available in this mission. Yeah, Waylon, he definitely can't see why we're doing this, because he's the kind of guy that would just comply with anything Greyfield does out of concern for his own safety and not anyone else's. Which, you know, is kind of understandable. So yeah, not exactly smart of Gage to just walk right into the artillery's range. We don't have a lot of units. Is there a factory anywhere? There isn't. So you've got to be really careful. I think I'm just going to focus on blowing up the meteor, because we've got to do that in order to get past the plasma, as you can see. The enemy should be very far away from us, so I don't think we're any, like, super immediate danger right now. If I get too close, if I try to drop the infantry in the city, that's not gonna work. So you just don't have a lot of units. Where's this tank going? Oh yeah, I have almost forgotten to look at the tactics, so that's also important. And Gage is a man of few words. Oh yes, both versions agree with me. No, track used more than one word. Oh. So yes, this is about what I was doing. The Recon is the fastest unit, so you should probably protect it the most. And it's gonna get blown up. I just realized. This better not cost me the fight, because to be honest... oh, actually, Gage has a chance to get out of the way, so hopefully he will do that. And the blue units, like, as I've said before, the blue units can use your cities to repair themselves, so that's also going to be a good thing. Why did... Okay, in Dark Conflict, the Recon actually attacked and almost got blown up. Why did they do that? Like, I was stunned for a moment there. Okay, so hopefully that's no harm done. This should finish off the meteor so we can get past and get rid of the artillery, so this is safer. And all that's standing in our way is a couple of recons. It might be beneficial to... Is the recon gonna just sit there and not do anything? Because it has to get to the blue city. Oh, I don't like how this is turning out one bit. That infantry is just gone. It's gone for an attack, and it's not going to survive. I might have to retry this. Okay, the recon is, well, it's trying to get out of there. Alright, so yeah, it gets blown up on the same turn in both versions. So yeah, it looks like in Days of Ruin the dialogue is a little bit different to provide better context, because when your CO unit gets blown up, the CO isn't gone from the battle. It's not an instant game over or anything. You can redeploy them if the facility for that is available, and in this map it's not. And of course, having your CO unit blown up means you lose all of the power charge and the money that you spent actually doing the deployment. So I think that's a really great system that they've got. There's been some deviation, but I think I can safely switch over to Days of Ruin now. So I like this system that they have here because it encourages you to protect one of your units. Like the level up system already encourages you to protect units, but this system especially encourages you to protect your units. Like, you were probably already doing that before, but now it's doubly important. And, like in previous Advance Wars games, I'm betting the developers of Days of Ruin thought that it was silly to just, like, give all of your units a boost all the way across the map and have all of them contribute towards the recon's gonna get blown up, isn't it? Waylon, please don't blow it up. Okay, so the blue infantry has to get over there now. If I lose this, then I'm not gonna be happy. Okay, probably just try and keep on going. Like, I've never had the AI do that in this map, I think. I haven't played this map a whole lot, but that's very odd. Yeah, the copter is definitely going to catch up to the infantry. I guess I better get that, I better get the meteor out of the way as quickly as possible. Tank's out of ammo, so... There we go. And, I wish I could protect this infantry better, but I don't really know how. Go like this, maybe? No, that would block the tank from getting into artillery range. Okay. Guess we just gotta roll with it. Okay, the infantry is getting away. This is good. The copter is going to get shot down. Well, it's not going to get shot down now. And again, the recon... This mission is killing me. Okay, what can we do? I don't know if there's anything we can do. So maybe just this, then? Come on, infantry, you can, get this out of the way. At least get rid of the copter, because that's the most dangerous enemy. This is so awful. I should probably just, Yep, there we go. Oh. Well, guys, I gotta say, I don't really understand this mission at all. Look at this. I really don't understand how I wound up in this situation. I don't know how the enemy AI could be so stupid as to just drive straight into artillery range multiple times, but that's what happened. But either way, mission 15, was it? Yeah, it's 15. Well, escape mission is done. Now we can move on to mission 16. The captain's not going to be okay. That's still an S rank? Look at how many units I lost. Look at how high these scores are. That does not make sense. 150 technique? Oh wait, I know why. It's because the technique calculation has to do with how many units the enemy builds too, and they build quite a lot in this map because they just keep pumping things out of the factories they own. Yep. Well, I guess I'll talk a little more about what I think of the CO system in this game in the next mission, even though I'm pretty sure I will inevitably repeat myself at some point. Yeah, I expected him to take a couple of hits back there. Like, who knows how painful it is when the CO unit gets blown up. That reminds me of a really silly meme. Just looking at this guy and demanding for a particular person to be found. Yeah, I'll explain it in comments if I have to. I don't feel like doing it in the video. Look at this. He's referring to himself as king now. And only in Days of Ruin. His arrogance really escalates in Days of Ruin. Uh-oh. Look who's back. Why is he so calm in Dark Conflict? I really like how maniacal he gets. Oh, too bad for you, Davis. And a new name has been mentioned. Wow, I just had a thought. I'll explain it later, but it's interesting that that character would be mentioned when this is about to happen. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Very noticeable that in Dark Conflict he doesn't, like, the text doesn't come off as him being very tired and exhausted. Yet another point for Days of Ruin. And all caps for Greyfield. Yeah, I think it's clear that he just got nuked into orbit. So yes, a main character actually died in an Advance Wars game. And it wasn't Sturm. Okay, I can only imagine the headache the video editing will cause me, but it's time for the first mission where CO powers really are available, because you can charge your CO power and actually use it in this mission. I like the mission name in Dark Conflict better because that's the name of one of the songs in the OST, I think. Brenner's theme, was it? Yeah, it was. Probably. And there's that pragmatic personality of Lynn's again. Oh yeah, keep talking, Doctor. Please keep talking. Yes, please do tell the civilians that they're on Greyfield's hit list. That'll calm them down. But yeah, hiding it would be a lot worse. Let me guess, the mayor is among these people. Like, I would guess that he is. Ego? Really? An interesting way to put it. What would Greyfield do with the civilians anyways? They could just go over to his side. Well, he'd probably have them all conscripted, so forget that. Don't ask Lynn to make a joke. You know, Isabella, your CO powers would come in handy right about now. Because I haven't mentioned this, but the community actually decided that Isabella was pretty overpowered. So, maybe that's why they don't let you use her in the campaign. Yep, so much for being concealed. Betty's interrogating them as we speak. Yep, here we go. So this music is new. This is the music that plays when you opt to have no CO at all. Because we don't have one yet, but don't worry. So it may look like Greyfield only has 6 units, but he's got those factories and we don't. So it's going to get a little nasty. Let's look at his dossier. So yes, he has a CO zone of 3. He boosts naval units, seaplanes, and oddly enough, copters. So even in a non-Navy map, he's useful for something. Big defensive boosts, and his CO power is basically Jess from Advanced Wars, except it'll also restore materials for rigs and carriers. So, very Navy CO. Interesting how the Navy CO is the bad guy. Well, anyways, let's look at the tactics. The tactical tip show, and it's still Lynn's counseling corner in Dark Conflict. Funny. Tasha. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, let's just get on with this before Tasha says something even more crazy. It's good that those War Room segments are still, funny. Okay, so like she said, we need to get the mechs to safety. So first we're gonna have the infantry pull back to here. And this infantry can begin capturing the factory. And, you know, it might be tempting to try and capture the factory with this mech, but there's so many enemy units nearby that it's not gonna end well. So this mech can go to here. And those are all 6 of the enemy's units, so hopefully we can end this in a relatively short amount of time. There's no weather this time around. So I think I will take the... I can't get the war tank past the forest, so I think I'll just have it sit here. Artillery is in a good spot there. This T-copter... See, there's no enemy anti-airs yet, so... This is a good move, I think. Actually, that's a very good move because we can move the T-copter over here. It's definitely not going to get one-shot by the medium tank, but I can have it transported safely to that factory. And even the factory is down by my HQ as well. Is Greyfield going to get any air units? He might have this airport, actually. You can't see how many properties he's got. Wow, he actually said the H word. And wow, the war tank does a lot of damage to copters. Anyways, he spotted one of the mechs. So I'm pretty sure we could win this as we are right now. We would just have to build up our forces at this factory. It might take a while, but that's to be expected. Why did the game give me a different target in each game? Alright, I guess I'll have to just roll with that for now. That was weird. Oh, and I've been paying attention to the Dark Conflict version. The war tank actually didn't go for the copter. Okay. I have to play both games separately now. Alright. This is actually not going that bad quite yet. So here's what we'll do. That keeps the mechs safe, and we can have the copter do something. And I think that's good. Because there's definitely going to be more dialogue in this mission. And here's some epic art. And the music kicks in at just the right moment. This is Will's theme. We haven't heard it a whole lot. Okay, now Will is officially our CO, and now we can deploy him. Oh, Isabella's going to tell us how that works. Thank you. So let's have a look at Will's CO abilities. He's one of the really good ones in my opinion. CO Zone is 2. He boosts any direct attack ground units. That includes your infantry, and they get an attack boost. And his CO power will boost their movement, which is really, really good. So it's nice to have Max as the main character, isn't it? So I don't know if there's any more dialogue. There might be. But I'm going to switch over to Days of Ruin. This is Days of Ruin, isn't it? No, this is Dark Conflict. There we go. So let's get going. I hope there's no more dialogue. So we need some vision on the enemy, like right about now. Because I don't know, there might be an enemy unit right about... Yeah, of course there was. That was stupid. So we could attach him to the infantry. It costs half the price of the unit that you're using in order to CO a unit. So for infantry, that's 750. Well, we've built up a little bit of cash, so I'm going to be a man and CO a war tank on the next turn. And yeah, I've probably just lost like a couple of tanks because that was not a good play. I should have expected a unit to be in there. In fact, if I was paying attention, I probably would have noticed straight away. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. So let's have this infantry go through the mountains to get to the airport. We still don't know if Greyfield has any air units waiting for us. Time to use this transport copter to get the infantry going everywhere. And since this location is so choke pointy, let's just stick to indirects. Oh, so we did start building anti-airs. That's a thing. Might take a little bit for us to break out of here, but that's fine. Next turn, I'll probably get an infantry. And Greyfield hasn't actually made a CO unit yet. Like, I doubt that he would. Like, there's not much of a boost that he'll get. Okay, so he did not own that airport, so I can start working on air units very quickly. I was hoping for a little bit of luck, so I wouldn't have to shoot with the other artillery, but that's fine. Let's blow up his. Okay, never mind. I expected that. I don't know how to play Fog of War. I don't like playing Fog of War. That's why I don't know how to play it. I'll just transport this infantry. We can make another artillery here. So it's good that I can finally start using CO units. Because I actually like this system more than just having like a flat bonus to all of your units like you would in traditional Advance Wars. And with a penalty to certain units too. Because now that it only affects what's in the CO zone, like you have to actually pay attention to your CO unit, you can't lose it, or else that's a lot of money that just went down the toilet. Oh, that was a bad play. Wrong place to put that unit. So I might have to... I want to show off what a CO power is like in this game, because the music for it is amazing. I guess let's just... We have the airport now, so I guess I can build a backup T-copter if I need to. YOLO. Okay, good so far. As long as the CO unit stays alive, I'm okay. Okay, and the power meter is almost full. The power meter also fills very quickly because it depends on HP damage dealt instead of money. Like, if it depended on money damage inflicted or some other weird factor like that, like, it would take a lot longer, unless you had some really big units going around. So where should I move? I need like 5 more damage in order to fill up the meter. Bingo! I'm sure this line isn't too different in Days of Ruin. But I've been using so many indirects, and Will is the direct combat specialist, so... I would like to hold off on using it, but if I don't use it now, I might not ever be able to use it. Well, this is a little bit unfortunate. That infantry isn't going to do anything, I hope. So if I can get Will's unit to safety, I think I'll be fine. Where can I go? I can go to this position. Let's go ahead and do that. Pull back here and join the units. I don't think I've mentioned this, but whenever you join units, the resulting unit will take on the level of the highest unit that was used in the joining. And that goes for when you CO a unit too. Attaching a CO to the unit gives it the maximum possible level. So this war tank is actually super defensive and extremely lethal. Now there is a bit of a semi-bug with the CO unit system. I'm not even sure if it's really a bug, but what happens is, since only damage within the CO zone counts for the power meter, there's a thing that can happen. What can happen is, like, if you are on the edge of the CO zone, like this tile for instance, and you counterattack something from outside of the CO zone, then that counterattack damage just doesn't count. Very weird. I forget, does will affect ground units or... yeah, just ground units, okay. So we should be able to push past all these guys. Will's power makes mechs really effective. So I'll just push on through. He can't really have any big units left, can he? This is what I'll make. T-copter is actually almost out of fuel. Oh, hello, anti-air. I guess it was a bit of a mistake, too. See, this is kind of an interesting map because only a small chunk of it is really used. I'm capturing stuff over here, but then you have all of this stuff down here that doesn't get used. Maybe a little bit of a not-so-good design choice. But I think he's, like, down to just infantry and mechs. He's only got 4 units left. And I can see 2 of them right here. So yes, we will in fact prevail. Get it? We will prevail. That's not my pun. That's the OST doing that. I'd like to peek at what's in his factories. Spare T-copter will be very nice. Okay, can I hide anywhere? I'm on a forest tile, so I am hiding. Okay. Let's keep going. Another anti-air, and he's got 6 units left. I should really be going for an HQ capture. So what has he got? He bought a mech. Okay. To be honest, I think a CO power could... Jeez. Another anti-air. He's got enough money to crank those out every turn. Okay. So I definitely think I'm going to use the CO power on the next turn to finish the job. On day unlucky 13. Oh, the defense from the CO zone actually saved the copter from being exploded. Okay, so you have to give up the CO unit's turn in order to use a CO power, which is a little bit unfortunate because I can't actually use the war tank to actually fire at anything. But here's the CO power. The epic music kicks up. You get the classic animation. I think the fact that CO powers are more rare, like they won't be activated as often, it actually works to the game's benefit because it makes it a much more awesome moment. So as you see, tanks, they've now got +2 movement. And that's very, very big. Also, the CO zone bonuses, during a power, they go out to all of your units, no matter where they are. Am I out of ammo? Really? Okay, then. A bit of luck on my side there. I should have focused on the anti-airs, maybe. So you get back to the airport, you need fuel. So he might not be dead on this turn, but he's definitely very close to it. I've got his factories occupied. And I don't really think there's any way for him to get out of this now. My infantry can go over the mountains very quickly thanks to the power. Yeah, he couldn't even build anything, so his fate is definitely sealed at this point. Of course, if you think that's the last battle against Greyfield, you got another thing coming. I'm going to switch over to Dark Conflict, and hopefully this will go as smoothly as it did here. So be right back. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, I've actually managed to complete the map 2 different ways. Yes, I actually used the CO power much more effectively in the Dark Conflict version because I used the movement boost to all direct combat ground units to move this mech closer to the HQ. So, that's one way that Will's power can be used effectively. Sorry, Davis. But it looks like you're going to get another earful from Greyfield tonight. Yep, Greyfield loves hangings. Yeah, Will throws in an insult in Days of Ruin, which is probably a bit out of character, but it's fine. So let's look at the scores. S ranks again. I'm getting a lot more of those lately. So that's that. We've escaped for now. You should be taking it a lot harder, Lynn. You've been with him longer. Keep talking, Will. Huh. You're not filling me with confidence here, Will. I like that line for some reason. Yes, they're going to make Will the leader. Because even though Lynn is a lot smarter, Will's got the personality and the resolve. Well, don't sell yourself short there, Will. You know what an airport is, so you're smarter than some people. Let's see, you've got about 1,300 men. Yeah, that is pretty big. Gee, Lynn, I wonder why they don't like you. Have you noticed that Ed rather, has always been referring to Lynn as First Lieutenant Lynn in Dark Conflict? I think that kind of turns into a bit of a mouthful. Like, it's still worth remembering that this was translated from Japanese, so maybe there's an honorific that they were using that gets across much with far less syllables in Japanese. Oh, they're actually mentioning their former leader in Dark Conflict. All a leader has to do is be popular. Well, I suppose. I guess that's kind of true. Yeah, this line is exactly alike in both versions again. Oh, so it's a little car, big car analogy in Days of Ruin, but a tortoise and a hare in Dark Conflict? What does the tortoise and the hare have to do with... I don't really understand. Like, maybe she's saying Ed thinks too quickly or doesn't stop to think? Well, Dark Conflict is definitely being more wordy. Yes, Commander. Will is secretly the protagonist of Battalion Wars. They always called him Commander. So, Mission 16 is done. Next up is... Oh, I remember this one. This one is going to be fun. Actually, 17 is the mission that kind of inspired me to do this playthrough in the first place. But we'll get to that later. So, that is missions 15 and 16. Let's hope the editing is not a nightmare. And next time, we will see what the Creeper is all about. Later, everybody.